The whole objective of this today's session is how, or over the next 3 days on the boot camp, is how to get 250,000 plus job, whether it's AI, data, cloud, in less than 6 months, even as a beginner, no coding required. And when I say this, if you would have told me the same thing maybe 10, 15 years ago, I would have never ever believed you or anyone, in fact, myself as well. But whatever we're going to see here is tried, tested. I've done it myself. I'm going to share my story. But everything which I'm going to talk about is being tried and tested by not one, two, but hundreds and hundreds of guys. Now, over the period of today, you might see some stories and success stories is not to brag, not to show off, not to put anyone down, but to show what's possible. So take that. That is possible. It's doable. The only difference between those who get it and not get it is those who actually do the work, they will get result. So my promise is that you will have full clarity by end of 3 days that how others have done it. We'll also share mistakes. We'll also share what works, what doesn't work. Now it's up to you to then ultimate is you're the one who decide that whether you're going to get result or not, because every result I'm going to share here is going to come only and only by taking action. And what I mean by action is to you actually implementing those things that I'm going to share here. So is it a promise that at least have an open mind that it's possible? Don't have any skepticism. And as I said, over the next 1 to 6 days, you will see that I never ever believed myself earlier. But then once I've done it and then I've tried and implemented for a lot of individuals like you, they've done it as well with the other background. So promise me that you're going to, first of all, listen with open mind. And second is then also implement, because implementation is where you will learn and you will see the result. Maybe a little bit baby steps or smaller result, but if you could, the more you implement, the more better results are. So with that, just type P, promising that you'll stick to what I'm saying to you right now here, and stick P. Thanks, Sudhir. I want to look at least P. Deepak, thank you. At least I want to see 10, 15, because like I said, this is important. Chris, because I'm going to ask on day 3. And as I said, there's nothing, everything is included here. You will be able to achieve as well. Brilliant work. Okay, guys. So I think you've already introduced. If you've those not, please do so. I read every message. And also after this class, tomorrow, I'm going to read out all the messages and answer questions, whatever I can. Now, as I said, I'm going to ask tons and tons of questions in the middle, because then it will shape my day 2 and day 3, and maybe today, those questions. So maybe stay on the keyboard and answer me, especially the first 15, 20 minutes, so that I understand the crowd here. What's the number one challenge that you're hitting when it comes to either a job and career, and just one certification needed? Sheila, I'll tell you the permission, it's not needed. And trust me, I'll explain you. So good. So you think that the certification needed? Answer is no, I'll explain you how. Practical experience? Yes, absolutely, Mohammed. We'll explain, we'll decipher that. Resume, we'll cover that. Again, we're going to talk about certification. I'm not against certification, but I can tell you that certification doesn't stop you in getting job. In fact, first 12 years, I never had any certifications. The only reason why I do certification is now just to show off or just to brag, so that I can say I've done the certification, but nothing to do with this. Interview calls, we'll fix that. Yes, I understand that. Experience at networking connection to a level, Bhanu, but we'll fix that as well, networking connection. Timothy, practical experience, yes. Certification to a small level, but that's not stopping you in getting interview calls or clearing the interview. That's fun for sure. Okay, but we'll fix the certification as well. Don't worry. Experience, yes. Resume, interview calls, yes. Presenting impactful content on resume. Hemant, that's what we're going to do today, today and tomorrow, these 2 days. Cracking into at senior levels. Deepak, yes, that's a little bit thing. We'll talk about day 2. I'm bringing an expert on day 2. We're talking about that resume and how to talk, especially the senior leadership level. And I think on day 2 or day 1, one of those you will be having it as well. Brilliant. Can I get help by paying remote job without experience, but with projects? Can I get help paying remote jobs? I'm not sure. SK, I understand that paying a remote job, I didn't understand. But we'll go as well. No application shortage and not getting interview. Yes, this is what we're going to fix today. That why you're not getting interview calls and how to get interview calls. Yes, it will be recorded, and the recording will be available in next 12 hours in the morning. For me, it's night right now. Place where 9. Okay, brilliant. Okay, so thank you very much for everyone that you've said. Now, what you're going to learn over the next 3 days is that my whole objective is, as I said, ultimately, you're going to get 250K plus salary in AI, data, and cloud. And in order to achieve that, there are 3-step framework that we use, and we're going to cover that as we go forward. But the biggest challenge is most of the guys we have interviewed and talk, and hundreds of guys come in the program and talk and see. First and most important is that they are not confident about can they apply, or even if they go interview, they're nervous about, and they delay the application, delay, and never confident to apply. Either they think they're not certified, they don't have right skills. And I'll tell you how I used to do it even without knowing the stuff, but then how we crack the code as well on not confident. Other challenge I see people getting is no interview calls. They are applying but not getting interview calls. Other third thing is that even if some of you guys might get some interview calls, not able to convert into job offer. These are three main challenges we have to cover, and that's the whole point about this three-step framework we should look at. Now we are going to take you from not confident to how to become confident, so that you can confidently apply, even if you're not certified as well, or if even if you know not fully, to a level. We'll explain you a little bit knowledge is required, but you don't need to be expert or guru in order to become or apply for the jobs, and also to even clear the interview. We'll talk about that as well. Now, going from that confident to apply or no interview call to you getting multiple interview calls. And I'm not telling all just the theory part. You will see as we move forward in day 2 and day 3, people getting how they've done it, where they start getting interview calls as well. And the third is once you start getting interview calls, how to crack that job interviews so that you get not one, two, but multiple job offers, and also very good job offer, not just any job offer where you struggle, job that you enjoy. That's how I did it. So we're going to cover and how to do it. Again, we're going to do it through project-based learning. This is the correct. So this is the key is project-based learning. We'll show to you how that's being done. From there, we have to also do some relevant certification. Again, I don't want anyone to fall in that certification trap. Certification is okay. You can do that just to show the employer, but don't spend more than maybe 15, 20 or max 30 days to clear the certification. I will show you how to do that as well. You don't need to do tons and tons of certification, just one, that too, once your project-based learning is done, once you've done other tasks as well. Then we're going to look at on multiple interview calls, ATS compliant resume. Now, what is ATS compliant resume? How to write, what are the common mistakes people do, and what you need to avoid so that you get interview calls. That's one part. But even if some guys have good resumes, they don't get interview calls. And the second piece of the puzzle is LinkedIn. Every employer I see, I sit in a lot of interview panels myself. I've taken a lot of interviews for myself, my clients. And as I said, we talk. Once I get the resume, I try to match or look at the LinkedIn and see whether the person is genuinely, because you can write anything in resume. But then is that resume or the skills relevant and on matching on LinkedIn as well or not? And that's what we're going to fix second thing. And once you do that, then we're going to look at the mock interviews. So once you have the project-based learning here, then these things, then comes the mock interview. It's very, very important. A lot of guys miss that. Not just tech interviews, but behavioral. How do you leadership roles? Because 250,000, no one is going to give you if you're not good at behavioral leadership roles, tech jobs, and senior leadership kind of a things. A little bit more strategically thinker, someone who can manage the team. And we are going to use STAR method. We're going to share some of the examples of STAR method on this. And the final bit is how do you negotiate salary? Now, a lot of guys I see is when they get a job and they're really struggling, they try to accept anything, and that gives a negative impact. And say if I'm buying a Ferrari and someone gives me a Ferrari very, very cheap in the price of a BMW or Mercedes, then I would consider something wrong with the Ferrari. So make sure that you do negotiate, but in a humble way, in a nicer way, not being brag and show off. So this is the whole framework we're going to cover over the next 3 days. Now, which part of this is the most impactful for you? Which one you want to go deeper? Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 3? And within that 1, 2, 3, which one is it? Project-based 1.1, 1.2, or 2.1, 2.2, 3.1, and 3.2? Based on that, just a little bit in the chat window, what do you think? And is it all connecting well? Is it all making sense to you or not? Put the chat window, guys. Certificate and certification, any influence to resume for job? Yeah, Chris, we are going to cover that. Absolutely, we're going to cover that. All are important. Yes, all are important. What is the most important one? Yes, all three are important. Without all three, you'll not get it. But let's fix one thing at a time. Rather than you trying to fix, we'll cover. But if you have to take one key takeaway from that, because everything in next 3 days is not possible, the humanly possible. Otherwise, everybody would have got a job in 3 days. I want to be realistic as well. But what is the most important thing for you? If I crack this, rest all will sort out myself, or I'll be able to handle, or we'll do that as well. Okay. So how long, Sakshi? The session is going to be 1 hour. And I try to fix it in 1 hour. If I can't finish, I might have to do 10, 15 minutes, but I'll go later on day 2, day 3. I might extend day, but I'm going to do it. Will you go through the how to road will you go through the so guys, Zoom user, if you change your name, because it's important, we need to make sure that Zoom user change your name, please, on the right hand side of this. Yes, we are going to look at, will you go through the roadmap, how to learn everything? Correct. Yes, absolutely, Zoom user. How long is the session? 1 hour. How can my resume fetch me interview? That's what we're going to cover, Chris. That's the whole point about we are going to cover. One, all three important, 2.2 and 3, 1, 1. Guys, there is not enough 1.1, 2.1, and 3.3. Okay, yes, 2.1 and 3.1. Wow, 3.3. So Rishikesh, I think you picked up the best bits out of this. Noor is 1. Guys, I'm going to look at all the messages. As I said, 1, 3, 2. 1, 1, 3, 2 is all of them, like 2 and 3. Okay, 2. 2 is resume. Okay, 1 and 3. So what I'm going to do is 2.1, 2.2, looking like 2. Okay, MP. Great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to wrap up today 2 or maybe 2.1 because it is compliant. I might go next part a little bit faster or so depending on, but we'll provide value. Okay, great. So this is what, as I said, this is why you're not getting, this is a whole boot camp we're going to cover, why you're not getting interview calls and how to fix them. Then is once we know how to crack the interviews, and tomorrow I'm going to bring an expert. He has been instrumental for a lot of our instructors. We have around around more than 20, 25 experts on interviews. I'm going to bring one of them on to discuss about how he transitioned and how he helped others to transition as well. And then finally, it's about the roadmap, which is going to cover on day 3 of this. Now, I said, I think I've already mentioned out of those 3, I think I already covered which one is interesting. I'm getting mixed answers. So we're going to look at um, uh, all those things, 2.1, 2.1, 1.3. Great. Okay. Okay. I think I'm going to skip this part. Now, first of all, who this session is for? This is, as I said, IT professionals or who want to move into IT mainly on AI, data and cloud. There are other domains as well, but AI, data and cloud has worked for me and hundreds and thousands. I'll explain you why it's important. And then you can come and this is my own things as well. Now, someone who's looking to upskill and increase their earning potential. We're going to look at 3 salary goals. Someone who's earning less than 120. So my objective is that you should be hitting at least 120 minimum. That's one thing, one set of users. Second is another one who is between, they are doing 180, they want to hit 180. Or someone is hitting below 250 and they want to hit 250 and more as well. And the domain we're going to cover is AI, machine learning, and data. AI, machine learning, data are multi-cloud. And within cloud, multi-cloud, when I talk about is AWS and Microsoft Azure, because these are the super hot. And my objective, or I've always believed in 20% effort with 80% result. Now, I could have done a lot of other things, which I've done as well. I've tried multiple things. Some things worked, something didn't. So I moved back to what works, 20% effort, 80% result. So not only I earn, but enjoy my life, have multiple holidays and so on. We'll see a little bit later. And the job roles we're going to look at, and that's why I picked up these 2 cloud. Job roles, we're going to look at things like cloud architect, consultants, engineer, analyst, program manager, migration support, developer, different type of roles will come across as well. So out of these 2, 3 salary roles, which one you're in is it 120? Is it 180, 250? Not everyone is going to expect 250 because not everyone can. It took me a little bit time to be transparent, but then I've cracked the code and we'll be covering that as well. So just let me know which one is out of this and be brave and be bold of this one as well, please. So which salary bracket you want to be in on this here, and then no judgment on here, please. B, 180, great, Deepak. C, 250, yes, I love that. C, 250. Yes, yes, we'll be sharing the recording. 120, 250, C, 250, yes. Now, C50 is going to be slightly different. So especially the leadership roles, because these are going to be more on a, you don't have to just do the technical bit, but you also need to know the management, team management skills and other things. So there'll be additional skills, but we're going to cover those as well. B and transform to C, brilliant, brilliant. Yes, B and with experience over time, absolutely brilliant. No. Okay. So Zoom user again, now you need to change your name. If you don't change your name, please, I'm not going to reply that. So if you're a beginner, then you're going to hit in 120 roll. You're not going to, you can't get 180. I will be realistic. You can't hit 100 at 120. If you're a complete beginner, I think you should aim towards maybe 100k or 80 to 100, 80 to 100k is doable. Okay, you can't hit directly 180. It will be unrealistic, or you might be lucky. Okay, and this is I'm talking about 180 and 250s. I'm talking about senior roles, but 120 totally doable. Okay. In India, I think only is wrong Bhanu. Wrong Bhanu. Okay, maybe in India you could do, but 50 to 60 lakhs is very, very common in India. 50 to 60 lakhs is very common. I know people are earning 18 and 90 lakhs as well. A lot of my friends are doing that, Bhanu. So it's like, again, it's your mind which is stopping you. Okay, Ritik, I'm not going to go on detail right now. We'll cover that as well. Brilliant. Okay, so this is the 4 domains we talk about, and I'll explain the reason. So the base is underlying is there is a cloud. On top of that cloud, and within cloud, I said AWS and Azure, and we're going to look at some of the certifications people are talking about. So you don't need to do all of them. We're going to tell you which one and what order. Maybe on day 3, we're going to talk about that. Similarly, from Microsoft Azure, which one and what order. And I think if you want to hit 120, 180, having more than one cloud is always, always important. Then there are some set of guys who will be doing on data part, which is data engineering, data analyst, data architect, and so on. And this is again data, but I'm learning everything in data, but data on cloud as well. We'll explain the reason as well why. And then third is AI and machine learning and generative AI. And this has been game changer, especially AI and machine learning on AWS and Azure. We'll talk about, but other things like Python, AI for project manager, program manager, if you're in that domain, or AI for senior leadership. Then you have AI for product manager if you're working as a product manager. If you're AI for architect. So once you have the basic underlying of AI, then you go on specific to the domain at a level you are playing. Things like RAG, which we'll talk about, LangChain, LangGraph, LangFlow, machine learning, agentic AI, MLOps, prompt engineering, and so on. And then if you really want to wrap it up all things, you have DevOps, MLOps, AIOps. Is it all making sense? Is it, or is it all? I'm going to high level and we go deeper as well. Is it all making sense to you? Is it all flowing to you? Is it all making sense? Yes, yes. Now put me, is it cloud? Is it data? Is it AIML? Is it right hand side, or is it all of them? Because if you are going for 250, little bit of everything is required, may not be gone. Do you, okay? So little bit of, so is it cloud? Is it data? Is it AIML? Is it MLOps, or is it all of them? And again, for 250K, a little bit of everything is important because you need to have the overall holistic picture. Yes, absolutely. AI and data. Satyam, great. So someone who is between, so if I tell you now, if you're going for, so if you're going for 120, just one of them is okay. You can either go for cloud, you can either go for data, you can go for AI, or you can go on right hand side 120, you can easily get it. If you're going for 120, 180, or 200K mark, then at least 2 of those. It could be cloud or data, it could be cloud or AI, it could be cloud with this or data or AI, and so on. If you go 250, companies expect you to know, oh, the person can understand the whole infrastructure, cloud infrastructure, or data engineering on top of that, or AI MLOps on top of that, or if not in depth, but at least an idea about as well. So I hope that makes sense, clear as well. Yeah. So uh, now Chandra Harsha is saying one of the common comment JD is saying bachelor's, master, PhD in computer science. Absolutely wrong. I'm neither a I'm a bachelor, but then I'm a mechanical engineer. And trust me, I'm a mechanical engineer. First time I heard was I did a 6 months diploma back in year 2000. It was a Y2K boom, and I'm a mechanical engineer. And if I write down in mechanical engineer, no one will hire me. Trust me, if you have the skills, if you do the project, if you have shown the experience, you can write. No one will care about bachelors. They write it just because they have to write it. Okay. But what's important in your project? Make sense, Chandra. Okay, these are important. These are misconceptions are important. Okay, and trust me, as I said, I have hundreds of guys who are not. A lot of guys say, oh, they write for 4 years, 5 years. We'll talk out. We'll handle that as well. Okay, brilliant. Okay, so now I think I've already covered. Now, what we're going to do is maybe I can give some of these tools and resources. You'll get a resume tools, chat like tools that are available, resources that will help you to build your resume, ATS compliant resume, LinkedIn, profiles, job search, all those things we have to give. I'm also going to give you an exact action plan on how to do that and maybe a little bit exercise for you. It just I'm a little bit behind, but I think you're getting the point. We're also going to give you the simple rules, though it's very, very simple, but have a big impact on the resume change. People don't see it, don't realize This sounds, oh, I'm doing it, but I trust me, we review probably almost hundreds of resume every week. Because we there's a program in that we go and help building resumes and guiding 90% of the guys missing these things. So what are those resume changes we are going to cover? Now, I've also given you a workbook. So go and download this workbook, k1academy.com/workbook. Atisha, if you can put in the chat window, I'm going to move fast. Maybe do it after this class. Uh, on that Zoom user, I'm not going to reply if unless you say change the name. But it's not saying my Ramzan. Okay, fine, Ramzan. I'll take an exception for now. Right click and change. Okay, Ramzan. Yeah, so you don't need a degree. Even if they write, I would you to apply. What's going to important is the project that you have. Okay. So k2academy.com/workbook. I'll put in the chat window as well. Okay, do it after the class because you can download and do this exercise after the class, please. There you have all the bonuses that we mentioned. The uh, the sorry, ATS compliant resume. And we also given you all the prompts and all those things which will help you. This is not, ChatGPT is not the final thing that will help you to speed up what to write. And then of course, you to spend a little bit time onto that workbook as well. Now, before we move forward, why listen very quickly and very shortly, some of you guys I noticed are new. Just put the chat window and say how many are new. Just type new or N or R. N or R. If you repeat, if you know new, okay, there's okay, new, there are a couple of news, repeat. Okay. Now I'll quickly short about and say, because there are a couple of guys are new, or in fact, a lot of guys are new. So I'll explain you who am I, so that you understand who you're listening and who you're interacting with as well. So this is me. This is my close to 2.5 decade in IT. I started my career, as I said, I was a mechanical engineer out of desperation of no job, from mechanical engineering. And at the time, back in 2000, all there was Y2K boom, and everyone was doing some diploma. I was in India at the time. I was born and brought up in India, and then I did a 6 months diploma, and I got lucky into, of course, very. I'll show you in a minute. But from there, I transitioned, earning less than $100 a month. I'll share my salary slip. My first salary slip was less than 8,000 rupees, which is I think six and a half thousand rupees, which is now less than $100 a month. To gone from there to now, I charge in excess of £1,000 and unbelievable money. This is the salary slips that you're going to see is 2017-18, and since then I don't share because I'm now under strict NDAs, because I compete with some of the best guys with consulting rates as well. I work with companies. I'm based in UK. I moved to UK in 2004, and since then I've been freelancing, contracting, built some couple of companies as well, and we'll see that. But worked with Royal Bank of Scotland, UK National Health Services, Scottish Government, Toyota, Brussels, ICC, Switzerland, Saudi Railways, World Pay, and so on. But what I'm biggest proud of is that I've not only done it, but helped 45,000 learners to learn cloud and data and AI. You'll see that in a minute. These are some of the clients I've worked directly, some with my team, but majority of them directly worked with across the globe as well. As I said, Pepperdine in US, Imperial College in UK, Tucson in US again, Toyota in Brussels. As I said, some of these clients as well. And as I said, I did not start this. I was earning less than 100. This is my second year salary slip. I started in 2000 with 6,000 rupees to 8,000 rupees to then I finally 9.2 thousand rupees, which is like less than $100. To then moving to UK and then worked for a year. And then my first journey began in 2005 and or 2006 as a contractor. This is my second contracting rate, £425 a day. Since then to £700, £900, as I said, I'm on strict ND right now. I can't share right now. I would love to do that, but I've worked with 3 or 4 clients as well. Now, this is not a hanky rosy story. Sounds good, but trust me, it's not like that. It didn't come easy. It came with a lot of hassles and things, but every couple of years I made some mistakes. So I was this is where I got my first big break. I'll tell you maybe day 3, day 4, I'm not time right now, but this is where the story first, I was very happy on that. I became arrogant and bragging, oh, I'm earning so much and good. I got my first life lesson. Never ever believe, never ever, life changes very quickly. In 2011-12, when I came out, I was doing security. I was doing pretty good in on-premise security and on-premise data engineering, data architect, on-premise world. 2011-12 came, my contract was dried out. Everyone was moving towards cloud, DevOps, and so on. And I was like, that was 6 months of very painful. That's when I changed that I'll never repeat the mistake. And since then, I've kept learning new things, cloud, DevOps, data engineering, AI. 2018-19, moved into machine learning. There was no AI at the time. It was all machine learning. We did a lot of machine learning, I knew. And then 2022, 23, generative AI came, jumped on that, and there's a rest is a history. So there's a mistakes which I have to talk about that a little bit later on what I did. But this is where 2017, 18, I decided that I was earning very good, but I wanted a different lifestyle. Lifestyle on where to work from, when to work, what to work, and who to work. I'll explain you. I never liked 9 to 5 job. I though it was great money, but every day I had to go to office. I wish I could have. And prior to COVID, there was no work from home kind of option. And 2017, 18, I said I'm going to build my skills so good that my client is dependent on me. And since then, 2017, 18, I've been hardly once in a month go to office. Now, as I said, my entire February I was on holidays and earning a lot more than what I was doing in 2017, 18. When to work, I dictate now. I decide work with my team, my clients, when to work because I work with multiple clients. I also decide what to skills to work. I only pick skills which are future, which are hot, which are in demand, and also pick my own clients. And I'm not saying it will happen overnight for you. It took me good 3 or 4 years, but you can decide and dictate. And this is what I life my dreamt, and I'm fingers crossed I'm living that life right now. As I said, I'm in India for almost now 1 month. I was in Dubai with family for holidays for my daughter's birthday and so on. And I spend a lot of time as well. Now, as I said, I want to repeat, this is not an, it will take time. It will not overnight. It will happen for sure as well. Now, when I say this, I say people say, "Oh, it's you might be different." And trust me, as I said, I'm no different exactly like you. So the process which I'm going to share, the 3-step framework we're going to see, not only worked for me, but in almost every tech job all over the world. And this is what I'm going to share. Don't take it as show off or brag, but take it as an inspiration and use that and inspire that if someone else can do it, I can do as well. Now, SJ, when she started working on these frameworks, and I said, and she and her husband both joined in, and that's what we looked at. And I think a couple of months later, her husband was working on a job which he didn't enjoy, and then he had a new job and doubled. She doubled her salary. I think she came on 85 or 86 thousand dollars, and she's now 170 or 180,000 dollars on that time when she mentioned. Another one here, Shrija. Now, uh, she was struggling to find a job in Canada to landed a job in AIML pretty recently. That career switch on as well. Now, this is Shavik again, working as Bank of America as a senior architect as well. Another one here, Hari in UK. I've got 2 job offers as a lead data engineer on Azure Cloud. And again, another one, Kennedy. And I think you might have seen a video before that, Kennedy. After several failed attempts, he was trying to face CI/CD problem and building a driverless car technologies, and is working and trying to get into the whole automation and part on as well. And then we worked together, smashed a final uh, interview offer as a senior technical advisory position. Now he advises now all the government agencies on what their AI strategy should be, what their cloud strategy should be, what their data strategy should be, and so on. So working very, very closely with him, working as a senior leadership as well. And again, it's not like these all senior guys or someone with experience. Yes, you will get very, very quickly, but the guys like Tolu, no IT background, to getting AWS certified, and then got 2 job offers today. I just want to let you know, got 2 offers. He was not from IT background. To another one, Winfred, moving into again SRE roles and DevOps roles to Canada. Another one, Meghna with career gap. I don't think anyone is here with the career gap. I just want to love to hear if there's anyone. But even if you're a career gap, you can come back onto the career gap. There's a slightly different strategy we're going to pick it for you. But she was a mom with a career gap, worked now as a British Telecom in UK on doing DevOps, CI/CD, and so on as well. Anyone with a gap, anyone here in the chat window? Let me see. Is it all making sense, guys? No, I don't think anyone the gap. No. Okay. I didn't expect that. Brilliant. Yeah. Good. But again, I said this is good to work with, even if you have a career gap here as well. Now, some guys say I don't have a coding, and trust me, till date, I have zero coding. I hate coding. As I said, I was from mechanical background, so there are tons and tons of job that are from non-coding and non-tech background as well. Now, this is again here. Oh, sorry. Did I share? Stop sharing my screen. Now I'm sharing my screen. Where's my screen gone? Yeah. So this is talking about. Oh, sorry, guys. So again, Joby moved from US to Australia with no interview calls to end-to-end back-to-back interview calls. And this is again, we're going to see today a little bit part about two things that you need to fix, which I mentioned at the start as well. Now, another one here, Kwame, relocated to US. I have tons and tons of guys, not one, two, three, but hundreds and thousands of guys. In fact, 44,000 plus individuals like you as well. Now, this is all I'm telling you, that to inspire, to take action and say it's possible, all you need to do is maybe do the workbook and apply for the job, which I'm going to share today. Try to do it today on those as well. Now, with that, we're going to actually begin the workshop about why you should be. We'll have two things: why you should be doing, and the job opportunities, the salaries, and then because so you know that why and what, then we are going to actually do the actual work, which is about fixing your resume and LinkedIn. Is it fair? Just put the chat window saying you're all up for that part. Oh, bioeconomy, you have 2 years gap. We're going to fix that as well. Okay, we're going to fix that. I could not land a job. So Bhanu, I think lost a job. Will that's what we're going to fix as well. Okay. Initially, yeah, hate fair. Guys, note taker. Okay, fair enough. Okay, great. Okay, super wonderful. Okay, thanks. I hope I'm not going fast or not speaking fast. Okay, this part I'm going to go a little bit fast, but if you tell me if you know now, always begin with why. Why you're learning what you're learning, because why is important. If your why is clear, then it's all fine for us. So I've mentioned about this. There's a cloud, there's a data, there's AI/ML, and there's a ML ops. We'll begin with the most important happening thing, which is AI, machine learning, and generative, and I'll go down as we move forward on this track as well. So AI, machine learning, generative AI, if you see already, I don't think I have to tell anyone 1.3 trillion, T for trillion, and it's going to grow exponentially. The kind of jobs that we see, the kind of clients we have helped, the clients are really struggling to have the good resources. There are a lot of jobs, but not good resources, guys who have done it. And the market is very booming as well. Now, within AI, we talk, there's a high level called AI. Within that AI, you have machine learning. So machine learning is a subset of AI. I'm going high level 30,000 foot view because once you understand, then giving deeper we'll cover on day 3. And then you have a deep learning, and within deep learning that you have a generative AI. So generative AI is, in a simple terms, subset of AI, machine learning, and deep learning. And you should be focusing on a lot on AI, focusing on ML. Generative AI, DL comes bundled. You don't realize, a lot of guys don't realize. We'll talk about that as well. So we're going to look at what exactly you should be learning in. I'm going to go 30,000 foot high level, but this is all you need to learn Python. Again, even if you're not if you're senior leadership, don't do as a coding. Understand the libraries, the frameworks, so that when you go and talk in the interview, or you can go and talk to the team, you know what to talk about. So I repeat one more time. Even if you're not a developer, don't learn as a coding part. If you're a developer, brilliant, do that. But if you're not a developer, understand the libraries and frameworks. And then do other things like RAG, LangChain. We'll cover that. And this is a bit which you need to look at. So in Amazon, which is AWS, a service called Bedrock. You should be very good in Bedrock. So Bedrock is a service that builds generative AI applications. So make sure you become proficient. If you're working on AI machine learning domain, make sure you become proficient in Bedrock, and then build some AI-based applications, generative AI-based applications on Bedrock. And you can do a lot of those like chat, responsive chats, a lot of other use cases, which I'm going to cover in the second half part of that as well. So that's for generative AI. Other service you need to do is SageMaker, which is all machine learning models, where you go, generative AI is good, but you have to extend something, you can build your own machine learning models. And that's where the SageMaker, and this is where end-to-end framework, toolkits, programming, everything that you need, SageMaker will provide you. So from AWS point of view. And of course, with that, you need to know networking, security, storage, all those things, because when you deploy the application, AI application, you need somewhere to deploy and run and manage it. So that's another thing. And from a certification point of view, you probably might want to do cloud practitioner, totally optional. I think what you should be doing is AI practitioner, which is a foundation level certification. And then that is more than enough for you to show in your resume. And that's what I was talking about, either this and that, that's it. Okay, very important. If you have to go deeper, once you have done the projects, once you have applied for start applying for the job, now time permits, then you can go for either a solution architect or machine learning associate. So this is the mistake people do, is they try to do certification, miss out all the projects, hands-on labs projects, and they struggle, why I'm not getting interview calls, or I'm getting interview calls but not able to clear them. It's for the simple reason. Okay, now So this is what you need to do. So sorry, second, why I'm putting. Yeah, so this is the certifications. Again, as I said, certification is very simple. You go through, in fact, my nephew and niece, they're in second, third year of engineering and fourth year of engineering. They have done the certifications and you mug up the questions, you go ahead and do it. It's simple. As I said, certification is not a problem. The challenge is about hands-on labs. So reiterate multiple times. Like a lot of guys done the certification, finally say passed certification, Mohammed Dasim, Alan, and a lot of guys have done the certifications as well. Of tons and tons of results for certifications. Certification not a challenge, as I said. Repeat again one more time. Now that's about AWS. High level. I'm going high level. Day 3, we're going to cover and go deeper into all these things as well. Now from Microsoft Azure, you have AI Foundry, which is a service recently introduced, I think, a couple of months back, though it was a different name earlier. AI Foundry, which is AI developer port where you build uh, AI or generative AI based application build, deploy, and manage from AI Foundry. And then there's also a machine learning studio, which is something similar to SageMaker on AWS side. So you do end-to-end machine learning services and so on. And this is where you go for 3 certifications. One of them, AI Fundamental, which is AI 900, AI Engineer, which is AI 102, or AI Data Scientist, which is DP 100. One of these certifications. Again, as I said, tons and tons of guys. You get all the sample exam questions, and just follow the. If you follow the path, within probably 20, 25 days, you can clear the certification. Don't spend more time, or in fact, 2 weeks is more than enough for you. Certification, I keep repeating, but again, as I said, I don't want to repeat that again. Tons of guys have done AI 900, DP 100, data scientists, and so on, or fundamental AI fundamental as well. So this is about AI. Then you should be doing RAG, very, very important. From if you're working on AI machine learning or AI generative AI, RAG. RAG stands for retrieval augment generation. Now, the challenge with generative AI is that they are defined a predefined model, which means the generic data. Now, you might have your own customer data. Bank might have their banking, telecom might have, finance might have. So how do you use that, your customer knowledge or the knowledge that is specific to client, and then use the data, same model, but using the data which is driven by X. So one method is you change the entire models to read and retrain the data based on the data, which is very, very time consuming, and which will be not a which is, yes, you can do, and some companies do it, but there's a different method based on the use case, RAG. We do the custom client application, client data, but the same models using client data, and you get a different response. So RAG, retrieval augment generation. Make sure you become good and do a couple of projects with respect to RAG. Also, you do LangChain, which is modeling multiple models so that you get a better, so you have multiple workflows or multiple things. You do multiple models chain together to get the response that you get from generative AI-based applications. Now, there's also LangFlow and LangGraph and other things. I'm not going to go deeper, but these are the things that you need to do and understand as well. Any questions so far in this? Is it all making sense? Again, as I said, we have 30,000 foot view. I'm also conscious of the time as well. Yeah. Can you repeat that AI, generative AI? Maybe I think, Ritik, go back to the recording. I'm short on time. Maybe if time permits, we'll go in the end towards. We'll send you this recording as well. We'll send these notes. Okay. Okay. So Miguel, we're going to give you the project. We're going to come. I'm coming to the project part as well. Okay. All of these certifications, Ritik. Yeah. So these certifications will yeah. Is there a project to be? Yes, yes, multiple projects. Satyam, I'm going to cover that. So everything is covered. Don't worry. Can we get a senior level when you have experience on cloud now? Can we get experience, senior role in AI when I have experience? Now, Deepak, you have to learn AI. No one is going to give you a job just because you know cloud. You have to learn AI. So those things which I've said, I've transitioned myself from cloud to AI and generative AI. So yes, absolutely. Okay, but you have to do that work. Okay, so brilliant. Now there are tons and tons of generative AI roles. Like if you see now, just type. I don't think I need to do and tell you as well. Now, what I want you to do is there are different job roles. The problem happens is people say, and there are a lot of myths, I need to be a developer, I need to be a coder. Everything is wrong. Now, there are different jobs within AI. There are AI product manager, AI strategist, AI solution architect, AI data analyst, AI ML consultant, and so on. Because of time, I'm not going to cover because I've created a separate video. I think I have a work assignment I given. I want everyone to go to this URL, k2academy.com/free community. I'll show it to you how to do that as well. So go with me on right now. So click on this fake k2academy.com/free community. I've already logged into this. So I'm going to go to incognito mode to show you how it'll look like. And this is action because I'm going to, this is important for you. So you go there and click on login. or maybe you go and look at the classroom. I think I'm not sure if you can see the classroom. Oh, brilliant, you can see the classroom. Hold on, wow. If you can see the classroom. Oh, I didn't know that. Wow. Well, otherwise you can do directly, but I think if you really want to go good experience, there is a sessions happen and there's other things to do. So you go to maybe register yourself and click on sign up for free. It's absolutely free. Sign up, and then you sign up, you can discuss and you can talk and so on. So go to this AIML for beginners. And this is where on the left-hand side, you have all the job roles for AI machine learning. You can see all the different job roles. Now you can apply for multiple job roles to identify what is right roles for you. Okay. These are different job roles, and some people might be different. And we are going to use some of this keyword on to find out the jobs available on that. Now, there are some jobs that don't require any coding. So you can look at all these coding related, no coding related. There are data job roles, data ML roles. So look at that after the class. There's a work exercise for you to do that. Is it fair enough? Promise that you're going to do that so that you understand when you apply the job roles, you're going to do that. So just because of the time, as I said, I'm going to go fast on here, but promise me that you're going to look at this job roles. As a part of the interview process, Hemant is saying to gauge a potential candidate ability, our case study is given. Absolutely, Hemant. Not just case study. We'll give you and mimic a technical actual interviewer. So you say, here's the job description. You sit down and say, interview, and we will give you the list of questions you can expect in the interview. What kind of a questions you can expect based on the role you're doing and what kind of experience there, and then how do you handle that as well? Absolutely. Okay, brilliant. Thank you. Great. Yes, I've only got 2 responses. Yes. So either people are not at your job role, which is fine. If you're clear with, if you say I'm clear with the job role, what I'm applying, fine. If you're not clear, say promise I'm going to read and say, because you might come across some job role you never even thought. Um, look good on how much AI product manager or project manager. In fact, Ritik, I'm going to go. We have a dedicated session happening next, I think in 2 weeks. AI for project managers, AI for project manager, and after that we're going to do AI for product managers. Thank you, thank you. I'll read. Promise. Thank you, Rajakoti. Thank you. Brilliant. Okay. Now, there's nothing useful if you do all the work and people don't consume or don't act, you'll not get a result. And then you'll say, oh, the guys have done the bad job. It's never about the coach. It's about you implementing that coach or not implementations. Okay. So there's a workbook where we'll list down the jobs available for the country. If you're from any country which is not listed, just reach out to support and we'll help you to update the guide with your country. These are only handful, but you might use your own portals as well on there. Now, how to search for the job? Identify the job, go to the job portal and do it after the class. For this is a screenshot from UK, which is jobserve.co.uk. Okay. Now you search for AI. Go with the widest range first. AI, generative AI, machine learning, and so on, MLOps and so on, all the job roles there. And then go narrow down, narrow down, narrow down. Now, if you see the jobs, 800, 850. And this is the advertised jobs. If you're good, people will come through references. Some you'll do a project in one company, and some other person goes in another company, and they will talk about you if you're good. And that's why being good, being the best is important. And so that's where you can demand whatever money you want, because if you see, and how I got, let me stop again and just tell you in a minute how I got into that. Let me stop sharing a minute. Yeah, so I was talking about how I reached on a rate. I was working with a consulting company. I was subcontracting through that consulting company for a bank in England. And somehow, I think accidentally, the project manager shared my invoice, and they were charging in trust me, huge amount, unbelievable money. And I was, even though I was on £900 at the time, I was peanuts of that compared to what they were charging on from me. And that day I realized, okay, look, it looks like I'm missing on something. So then I started moved to another client, directly to the client, not through the recruitment agency, not through the consulting company. So you don't realize how much money you can make till you can confidently go and do. But in order for to achieve that, you need to be good and you need to become best in what you're doing. And client should be dependent on you. Say, okay, fine, this is the person I need help with. Okay. So let me go back on to, and I digressed a little bit on. I was excited about that because I was really okay. No, so these are the jobs you search. Similarly, if you search for Gen AI, you will see AI project manager, program manager. type of different job roles you'll search on job as well. So maybe do the exercise. At least your objective should be next 3 days. I'll prepare a resume. I'll apply two things I'm going to do. I'm going to prepare my resume and LinkedIn. Don't worry, I'll explain you on day 3. Oh gosh, we're stopped. We're a little bit late. Okay, second thing we're going to talk about is data part. So what is the data I'm going to run? I'm not going to go. I think you already know data. Now, entire AI and machine learning is dependent on data. And the data part is all about, let me go and think. Okay, because I was thinking about the time. I'm behind my schedule. So sorry for that, guys. Okay, I'll try to fix and see what we're going to do. So why learn data? Data engineering, as I said, is data. Everything that you see, AI, machine learning, is dependent on data, because if data is not there, nothing will work. And data is growing exponentially, and managing data in on-premise world is very, very tough. It's very expensive, and storage changes very frequently. And that's where the cloud comes handy. You build data, but data on cloud, data lakes, and cloud on data as well. Now, again, there's a data job role, which I've mentioned earlier. Go and check out data job roles as well. And you do search for data job roles like data engineer, data architect, data engineer, data project manager, program manager, data cleanser. There's a lot of jobs about big data and so on as well. And again, pretty good handsome rates as well on that. Of course, AI is slightly higher, but then data is good. A combination of data and AI is brilliant as well. Now, next is about search for data and AI roles. So if you look at now data and AI, we should be charging a little bit more on that. 600, 750 is lower in my view per day rates. Okay. Now, similarly, these rates as you see on. So there are tons and tons of data jobs available on I'm not going to go. Now, there's a combination of data and AI, data and ML. We're going to cover on day 3 this whole project flow, because this is something you need to know about in leadership roles, about these roles as well. Now, if you go for certifications, you begin maybe 1 or 2 certification, but there's a certification called data engineer on my AWS cloud. On Microsoft Azure, there's a earlier it should be data engineer, which is DP203. Now it's changed to Fabric. Microsoft Fabric is a new platform on Microsoft for data engineers. So data fabric, and within data fabric, there's a analytics, which for analyst, or data engineer, fabric data engineer as well. And then we have to look at the cloud part. And within cloud part, as you know, AI, machine learning, they need tons and tons of compute, and they need tons and tons of data. Now, building that compute, which the processing CPUs changes very frequently, a new CPUs come, you just rent it out on cloud and then use it and then give it back to the cloud provider. And that's why as cloud has grown exponentially, and with generative AI, it's going to grow exponentially further as well. I started my journey in cloud in 2012, and it's growing exponentially as well. And within cloud, if you look at, there are 2 cloud providers, AWS and Azure, top performer. You can do Google as well, but the job opportunities we see, Google is still very less compared to. And so the 2 cloud providers, AWS, 13 consecutive years, top leader. And then Microsoft backing OpenAI, another growing exponentially very fast. OpenAI, and then Microsoft is SQL Server, and so on. And so these are 2 top cloud, and this is where the debate happens. Should I go with single cloud and multi-cloud? No doubt you can get a job with single cloud, but multi-cloud is where you have the maximum money. This is where in 2017, 18, I started going to multi-cloud, and 19, I moved completely to multi-cloud. And that's where the game changer happening is that all the big companies, I've not come across since last 6-7 years, not even a single client who doesn't have at least 2. Majority of my clients have all the 4 cloud, AWS, Azure, Google, Oracle. And then I think I work with a medium client, 1 or 2 medium client that has only 2 cloud or 3 cloud. But if you look at every cloud, biggest to be like pretty much every company, they have more than 1 cloud, 2 cloud minimum as well. So when you see job, and of course, companies, when they know that person can do more than 1 job, they can do, they are okay to pay on a higher sum amount as well. Now, when you go for multi-cloud, you have AWS on one side, you have Azure on the other side. They connect with each other through a dedicated network pipe we call Express Route in Azure, or Direct Connect on AWS. And then they connect through on-premise data center. So think of it as like a one big data center 1, data center 2, data center 3, all connected through a big data pipe as well. And that's what you need to understand from a high level leadership roles. Of course, as you become engineer, you go a little bit deeper and you learn a lot of other things, but I'm giving a high level part as well on this. And then you can do some projects on, and actually you can do it and show it too, like serverless apps, or maybe active passive or active. A lot of banks have active passive. primary on one side, one cloud, and the standby site on another cloud. And the expert I'm going to bring tomorrow, he has done exactly the same thing for a couple of his clients as well, with primary and secondary as well. So you put and do implement these things as well. Okay. So now again, what are the different cloud job roles? There's a cloud architect, there's a cloud engineer, there's cloud DevOps, cloud security, cloud solution architect, and tons of other cloud job roles. Again, check out on that the roles I've done as well. So is it all making sense, guys? Is it all is it all making sense to you on? Yeah, GCP, as I said, Johans, we have a GCP, but I'm not seeing a lot of traction on GCP. That's why I'm not doing. Again, go with 80-20 rule. 80% of result is going to come with the two cloud, which is AWS and Azure. GCP you can do. We have the program, but I'm not talking about it. Yeah. Being in India, can I apply to jobs in US and work remotely? Yes. Now, Satyakam, now some companies do have opportunities. Some companies prefer someone you should have a US visa. So make sure when you apply, they're allowing someone to work remotely. So work remotely is not a problem, but you should, depending on the job type, some companies allow, some companies don't. So yes, there are job opportunities available though, like that. Okay, brilliant. Now, I'm going to go the third part about this, which is MLOps, AIOps, and DevOps. So as I said, DevOps been growing since 2011, 12. That's when I first noticed, and I was blown away by that. And that's when I moved into DevOps and cloud at the time we were doing. So it's going to grow exponentially, and cloud native, because applications built for cloud native, where you have cloud. On top of that, you have Docker and Kubernetes, which is containers. And now, if you don't understand, we'll cover that maybe day 3. Containers and Kubernetes, that's when you should be learning cloud native as well. So this is a whole DevOps pipeline. Again, because of time, I'm not going to cover this today. We're going to cover on day 2 or day 3. We're going to cover this on DevOps pipeline, which is CI/CD, everything happening automatically for you. And there's a very minimal steps that you do but you set up the CI/CD depending on the level you are, or at least have an idea about the CI/CD tools are. Now, the game has gone up now. If it's machine learning, AI machine learning, there's a little bit more things like model training, storing those models into a model registry. So you train. So you now also have CI, CD, but you have something called a CT, which is continuous training. And that's basically training your models based on the data changes, based on the things. So you should be familiar with the CI, CD, and CT as a part of MLOps. And what there are other things like you should be learning MLOps, machine learning operations. The way you do development operations, DevOps, similar to that, AI and machine learning operations, you have AI ops and MLOps as well. And again, without a doubt, it's going to grow exponentially, MLOps as well. So there are different tool stacks we cover and we help, like MLflow, data robot, there are Kubeflow, Kubernetes Flow, there's a Kaggle, there's a lot of other things you'll see, DVC, which is a version control for machine learning algorithms and so on. Also, there is a CI/CD for machine learning on AWS Cloud. Similarly, so you build using SageMaker, you have entire CI/CD pipeline done by SageMaker. So when you're doing a project, you might show that as a project as well. And then second is for Microsoft Azure Cloud CI/CD as well. Now, there are different tools like MLOps, which is MLflow, Kubeflow, Git. You don't need to learn all of them, but at least have one idea, either MLflow or Kubeflow. Similarly, how to use GitHub Actions. A little bit about Python, a little bit about Docker, Dex Hub, DVC, so that you have version control, you have a big idea about that. And that's how the companies pay you a little bit more money than compared to. And again, you don't need to learn all of them on day 1. You learn, go on the job and learn on the job. That's how I've done. I've got paid to learn all these things on. So this is all, and they say there are lots and lots of job opportunities available, salaries, good salaries about DevOps, MLOps as well, and thousands of jobs as well. Now, again, as I said, my whole objective of next 3 days are to inspire. People have done that, because I'll tell you my story. Back in 2004-5, I was working as full-time employee back in India in Imperial College London. Sorry, I moved to UK and I worked on Imperial College London. My salary was 2,300 pounds at the time, 2,300 pounds a month. And I saw a friend of mine, later became my business partner, and he was earning 550 pound a day. 550 pound a day multiplied by 30 days, or you get paid for 24 days. So more than 10,000 pounds or 12,000 pounds, as my salary was 2,300 pounds, which is 4 or 5 times of mine. When I saw that, I realized if he can do it, I can do. So I share these stories as people are doing it, you can do as well. So DevOps to AI ML ops, completely unknown field, no idea how to overcome the challenges, focusing on resume building, LinkedIn profile, which you'll see that customizations, sharing insights of AI ML tools, concepts, practical work played a huge role in attracting recruiters. Now, if you start sharing those things, we'll talk about in LinkedIn, and recruiters will reach out to you. So we give you strategy on how do you build a marketing engine around you so that you don't reach out to recruiters, you don't out to the employers, employers and recruiters reach out to you. Let me repeat one more time. This is a lot of time unknown. Um, you never reach out to employers and contractor or the recruiters. Recruiters reach out to you because the way you are struggling to find a good job, employers struggle to find a good resource, a good person who have actually done it. So both are the same boat. They only need to believe that you can do it. And how to believe? How they will believe? If you show your work that you've done it. And how to do it? We do a LinkedIn profile strategy, LinkedIn session strategy. We talk about that as well. Okay. So I think now I know I said 1 hour and I'm a little bit conscious of the time. So I think I can vote here and I don't want to take time. I'm just trying to dilemma and how we're going to do that on day 2 and day 3. So I'm going to cover say do 2 and I wanted to give you some tips on about salaries, LinkedIn. How do we do guys on that? I'm extremely sorry. As I said, I wanted to set scene. I didn't realize that it's going to take that long. Um, on I'll continue for 5 more minutes and then we'll take a call. Should we do it today or we do it tomorrow? And then I might extend either a day or might do something else for you guys. What do you think, everyone? Just put the chat window on because I don't want to overtake. Yeah, 1 a day regional tomorrow, extend a day. Yeah, okay, makes sense. Okay, makes sense. Yeah. Yes. Extend. I'm at work. Yeah, extend a day. Everyone is coming. So let me wrap up with the salary you can expect, and we'll talk about that and see what to cover actually. So what salaries you can expect again is like now. First of all, and they really mean $1 million competition. The companies are getting it, and I know a lot of my friends in Dubai and some are in Bay Area who have got. If you look at the company packages, the incentive they got, the shares they got of the company, they are worth way more. And there are some startups who are paying a lot of those things amount as well. So like if you see, if you're working with Anthropic, OpenAI, senior researchers, they are getting these kind of salaries, $1 million. But trust me, I don't believe myself I can get it $1 million, though I don't need it. I'm running a successful company. We're doing pretty good in terms of making much more than what I could have done, imagined. Okay. But let's be realistic and say these are the more realistic jobs. Average salary of AI engineer 340. This I'm talking about average. That means there are more as well. Walmart, Netflix, Facebook, and trust me, there are a lot of smaller companies who pay much bigger than these salaries because they have a lot of funding, AI specific roles, cloud roles, data roles, and so on. So this I'm talking about average. You can do it. So these are more realistic numbers as well. And if you look at average, 236,000 is the average. There are 300,000 salaries on AI machine learning engineers as well. So with that, as I like I set the scene, we're going to talk about tomorrow about first thing is no interview call. How do you fix that no interview call, which is we're going to give you this exit strategy. I'm going to record a video on how to do that and try to do it and do a workbook, which means prepare me the resume that you have done and the job description that you're applying and your LinkedIn profile. Do those 3 things in the Facebook group. I think we have I've done the workbook, which I think I'm going to straight on to, yeah. So go to this post. So do me a favor. There's an exercise for you. And now we'll see before and after. So don't do, maybe you can take some tips and I'll give you the critique. So what you're going to do is, first of all, I think it's a good segue. So what you should be doing is, I'm going to do very high level. First of all, I'm giving you all the tips, which is fine. No, let me give you, instead of tips, so I'm going to give you the task. Okay, yeah. So first of all, go to download the workbook and see what are the job portal, or you can pick your own job portal. So there's a Indeed or there's a LinkedIn, or go to your country and look at mid-level, entry-level, experience, senior, whatever you pick up the job role, whatever, only one job role, the best you fit, otherwise go generic and see what job roles. So make a note of the job role, take a screenshot of that. Or you can go to LinkedIn and do the same exercise, either one of them. Identify one job role. Then go to ChatGPT and type, help me to prepare my resume based on the below job role in the country that you are. And then insert the whole job description. You'll get an idea. Now change that resume based on that. Even if you know nothing, that's totally fine. Don't worry about knowing. My exercise is to get you the interview call. Now, how to clear, we'll cover that separately on day 3. Okay. But day 2, you go and apply for the job. That's number 1. Okay. And then again, for if you're a member, I don't think there's anyone member. If you're a member, ask for the GPT on the on our team, ask for the GPT and so on. Okay. Now, go to this exercise and then submit this workbook and say what job description, what resume you prepared on based on the job description they've done. I'll give you the critique and review the resumes. We'll start reviewing your resume based on what I've seen, and I'll give you all things that you should have improved on that resume and what the gaps are on that resume. Okay. Later, we're going to give you another tool called for ATS compliance checker, that you can go and use that to check whether it's ATS compliant and rating. There are multiple tools, you can pick up those as well. So do this. This is your workbook assignment for you. Go and submit into the Facebook group. If you're not done, join that Facebook group. Let me move out here. So you can go and look at k1academy.com/bootcamp03. This is what the work is. Now, those who are part of the program, go and look at the resume. Those who are members, go and look at the sample resumes and reviews on the job portal and look at for you. Now, as I said, these are the guys I've already mentioned. And then we are also going to look at the LinkedIn resume, LinkedIn profile, because that's the second bit which we're going to fix. We're going to talk about both of these tomorrow. Okay. So with that, as I said, extremely sorry for this timing. I think I overestimated, or I think I usually start with small and do too much on giving, which is I need to stop that as well. So with that, let me know your thoughts so far. Is it all good? Yeah, I think instead of additional day, I'm going to look, because it's a weekend is coming and I'm in, don't need complete OPT. Yeah, you don't need, yeah. Okay. Let me go back into yeah, I'll take some questions now. The recording you'll get a email or in our WhatsApp group. So you should be in a WhatsApp notification or email. We will notify. There'll be a page. It'll be in a Facebook group, but I was told some guys were not in Facebook group, not using Facebook. So I've spoken to my team. We'll create a page for you. Okay, we'll email you. It'll be next 12 hours or so, Rajkoti. Okay. Now, before you go, you will also get a WhatsApp notification about the feedback rating. Was it worth attending today? And then between 0 to 10, how do you rate between 0 to 10? 9 and 10 if you found value. 7, 8, it could be improved. Don't rate for the timing, please. I made a mistake on timing, so please don't rate for the timing. Next time I'll be careful on the timing. But I wanted to set the scene properly so that a lot of guys, people don't understand why they need to do it, or it's possible, whether it's possible or not. I hope this is just a beginning. I'll share you tons and tons of this is just a beginning of. And if you really want to go and see the reviews and see what others have done it, we'll see that as well. Okay. Let me go and show it to you. If you really want to go and see the other stories, k20academy.com/review that will inspire you. k20academy.com/ I think review or reviews. I think I don't know. Yeah. So k20academy.com/review. Listen to the videos, what people have to say, and all the success stories which people have done. Ramzan, yeah, you change. I'm going to now take questions. I'll go to unmute and will too. So read out all the guys. It's just a handful of, we have hundreds of hundreds. We couldn't fit off all of them. So this is again, you see, I think some of you guys have already seen some of these things. You can go and read out. That will inspire you, what they've done, what mistakes they've done, and maybe chat with them. Okay, and so on. Okay, with that, let's unmute everyone and one by one, put your hand up and my team will be unmuting. I'll be taking questions. Those who want to leave, I'm not going to cover anything. I'm just taking the questions now. So let me stop sharing my screen. I think someone is talking about certification. Let me show the certification first again. And Atisha, is it possible for you to take some questions and see unmute people and then see if whose hands up and then connect me?
Yes, sir. I can allow
Brilliant.
people to unmute.
Brilliant. Let me just show the presentation part. Where's the PPT? The certification. I think someone is asking about certification. I said I'm going to cover that a little bit later. Yeah. In the meantime, read and unmute. So this is for AI practice, AI and machine learning for AWS. You can begin with the cloud practitioner, And then you have AI practitioner, you have solution architect, you have machine learning. There are other certifications. This is the easy method, and just do one of them. Deepak will pick you first. And then for AI, you have AI fundamental, Azure AI, and AI data scientist. For data, you go and do. Um, this is not a comprehensive list. This is something which I would recommend. I would have done, and I would recommend others. You have data engineer. This is a good one. But for data engineer, I think it's good to have solution architect. Those are part of in my yeah. Then you have data fundamental, data analyst, and data engineer. And then you have, if you go further down on cloud, I think I should have put up cloud, I missed it. So there's a AWS cloud solution architect, AWS solution architect, DevOps administration, and there's, I think I'll put it on day 2, day 3. Okay, so let me stop my share. Yeah, let's pick up. I think Deepak, who was the first one, please?
Deepak.
Okay, so Deepak, yeah, please unmute yourself, please.
Hi, sir. This
Hi,
is
Deepak.
Deepak here. So currently I work as manager in DevOps.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, probably I would like to have some kind of a career path. Should I take up AI, ML, or or I can continue as in cloud itself, cloud computing itself, because I'm more interested in cloud computing.
Oh,
But should I take up any certification and go for a senior role? Or so kind of a career path, because I'm interested in AI/ML as well, because that's a lot of things are coming up. So
correct.
yeah,
And how many years of experience do you have?
I have around 18 years, sir, overall
uh,
18 years.
you
Yes,
you
sir.
can't rely just on DevOps, man. In that case,
Yes,
you have to
yeah.
do ML, machine learning, AI, and go in the AI track. So you do cloud, you do
Mm-hmm.
AI, and do all three of them, please.
Okay. What would be the role, sir? Say, since I would go and be able to do much of coding going forward, right? Like, I'll be more of a managing and delivering, or something like a delivery manager kind of a role. So, what would be the roles for that, sir, in
Okay,
AML
so
along with
so you
cloud? Yeah.
you can have a AI project manager, AI program manager, technical project manager, technical program managers. Okay, you can go for
Okay.
AI team lead. You can go
Team
for
lead. Okay.
AI. You can team lead, and not just AI. It will be cloud, combination of all. Because when
Correct.
you're managing, if you don't know the knowledge, if you don't have the
Mhm.
knowledge, if you can't talk in your team's language, you will not be a good manager. Companies don't like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So you need to have the good knowledge. You can skip the coding part. You can do the skip the hands-on part. But as I said, overall, so for example, the way I do things, luckily because I enjoy this, so I do in bottom all the way to top. So every month I say I implement a project. In that project, we actually go do my hands dirty. I learn in and out, but I don't repeat that project again. Okay. I help others now to implementing the project, and then only the problems they come, then I go and face those problems. That's how I happen to learn, and I charge good money because I can talk to the senior leadership roles like CTOs and CIOs and CEOs. But I can also go to the guy on 1 year, 2 years experience and say, oh, by the way, we are going to use this library. I may not know the coding, but then I'll bring a developer and say, hey, there's a problem. And now with ChatGPT, you can even ask it to code and find out the problem as well. So you can go
That's
very, very low level. But I think you need to know, have a full overall picture,
That's
demand the
correct,
kind
sir.
of money you're looking for.
Yeah,
Yeah?
that's multiple tools are there. That's the reason. We cannot go into depth of each and everything, right, sir? So
No,
that's
correct.
yeah.
So what you need to know, you don't need to know that there's a tool available, but when you're
Mm-hmm.
implementing on the project, then you know in and out of that tool. So you need to
Okay.
know what are the different tools. For example, machine learning. For example, I've told you there's a SageMaker, and so at least you know to begin with. Now,
Mm-hmm.
what all things I can do with the SageMaker or Bedrock, or what I can do with maybe another open source Kubeflow. So you need to know what are the tools available even for machine learning operations, so you can talk. Now, in company they will be using maybe one or two or three tools. Like same thing in DevOps, right? You have hundreds of tools. You can't learn
Correct.
all, but if you know one, it's like driving a car. Once you know one car, picking up another car is simple,
Yeah,
right?
that's what. Yes, sir.
Okay. All the best, Deepak. When you pick
Okay,
another
thank
ones
you.
of
Yeah.
the chime. Ritik, over to you. Next.
Yeah,
Um,
hi, Atul.
Hi.
First of all, thanks for
No
this
worries.
session. So I have a specific question because I'm into the automotive industry and I
Mm-hmm.
also deals with the electric vehicle,
Mm-hmm.
with the the digital products, the mobile application.
Mm-hmm.
But I am into the business side,
Correct.
and we have the team. So I
Mm.
am in between as a coordinator. So I work as
Correct.
a connected car manager.
Correct. Okay.
For me, the specific is that how to jump. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I have around more than 10 years of experience earning good amount of money in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
But to move ahead, as you explained, the target goals for the salary. So what you suggest in terms of having as AI is new.
Okay, Ritik, I'll give you a couple of
Yeah.
options to you and but pick what is right for you. Okay. I
Okay.
enjoy technology, but it looks like you're from business side and you're acting as a bridge between business and the actual tech, correct?
Right.
Perfect. You're in very sweet spot. You're a very good spot. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, um, I think you need to enhance both of them. You go
Mhm.
on business side and you also enhance on the tech side. So you go much more closer to that. So work a little bit deeper on tech, but a little bit on business because that's a combination which a lot of people don't have that, and you can be very good asset. But you do talk in terms of what I mentioned earlier on these points, because
Mhm.
business don't understand technology, and technology guys don't understand business. And the biggest, especially in the leadership roles, what kind of how many years experience do you have?
So 10 years of experience
Yeah,
I
man, you're
have,
still
and
very
7 years in the automotive
you're
completely.
very young. You're very young, which is I think will be great asset as well. I think good.
Mm.
I think what you should be doing is then yeah, double down on business. I think you already know, and business will be easy for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
But I think you
Yeah.
know a little bit on tech side, so you can talk in terms of when you go the solution. You talk with architect. You talk with the project manager. You talk with other. So you kind of a bridge between all of them, and this is what people. There's a gap in the industry, especially for
Mm.
that kind of a role where you not just also about ethics committee, for example. I'm doing AI, but is my ethics team handling properly, or is
Yeah.
my technical team is understanding the business, or they're not implementing something which you don't even need, because a lot of projects are go waste because they don't understand business and they're doing just on the silos. So those kind of things. So I think you should
Mm.
learn tech enough.
Yeah.
Okay, understand all these terminologies. You can talk with the technology. On the other side, I think business you already know. I don't need
Yeah,
to tell.
for businesses handling market, handling the user, I understood completely. But your point is right.
Exactly,
You
exactly,
understand the
exactly. Yeah,
technology.
yeah.
Yeah,
Understand the
I'll go
technology.
deep dive with your team as well.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
so
Yeah.
other thing is don't go then for too technical, but
Mm.
understand a high level. So you need to stay on a high level so you can talk in. Okay. You got
Yeah.
the point what I'm saying? So for
Yeah.
example, so you can say, okay, by the way, you can talk and say, okay, by the way, which libraries, which programming coding we are using? Is it Go? Is it Python? Is it something else on that high level?
Mm.
Also within that now, also what libraries, frameworks we are using? Why are we picking a particular platform and not other one? What are the business benefits? These are kind of things you do talk. Oh, have you looked at and thought about my data strategy? Hey, have you looked
Mhm.
at about our data cleansing? How we're going to train these models? How we to make sure that these are secure? How we make sure? So those are the things which companies, which a lot of gaps, and these guys make a lot of money, especially in UK. I know about, and you're in are you in Europe or where are
I'm
you?
in Europe, in
Yeah,
Germany.
yeah. So
Yeah.
these guys make tons and tons of money, man. Okay.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so I think you're in a sweet, very good spot. Not a lot of guys I know or have. I'm more on, yeah, you got the point now, Ritik. Okay. All the
Yeah.
best.
Thanks. Thanks, Atul. Yeah.
Okay. So when you do and talk in that language, but they will connect you and put in touch with me if you're part of the, okay. But
Sure.
highlight on that, highlight those points. Okay. Yeah.
Got it.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nitish, over. Guys, we only have 13 more minutes. I want to wrap it up. We're going to keep short and then maybe we'll do tomorrow. Yeah. Nitish, over to you.
Yeah, so I'll be very quick, Atul, and thank you for the wonderful session. I'll just briefly introduce myself. Like I've been working for Big Four for last 10 years, and then I have close to 14 years of experience. Typical, I have been into AI and data consulting types of roles. So here I'm a wonderful session overall. So what I'm trying to understand, how will, like, I'm already enrolled in Azure AI ML coursework as well with you, which is going to start in 12th of April.
Oh,
Now I'm
perfectly.
interested in how to understand, like with the ongoing coursework, right? When I'm getting started,
Uh-huh.
how will I get more of this sense of how you design AI/ML as a product? That's where like the
Okay.
whole product design
Okay. So that,
thinking
okay.
and
So
how you.
understood, Nitish. I got it. Okay. Now, Nitish, you don't need to worry about on second end of April or first week of May, we're going to bring with the product manager. You first need to understand the parts. So let's suppose you're building a car. So you need to first
Yeah.
understand there's a tire, there's a steering, there's a seat, there's this, that. We're going to talk about that all in the context of Azure. Okay.
Mhm.
And then we're going to bring two a AI for product manager. We'll invite you for that bonus class, though it's for this only for those who are part of combo AI, complete AI. We're launching, and you're really lucky that you got it. We are increasing the
Mhm.
price of that program as well now. Each of these programs we're
Okay.
going to on. Okay, but we'll invite you. Remind again, we'll invite you on the product manager. How do you fit in that product? So there is a session going to come as a bonus on AI for
Mhm.
product manager and AI for project managers. So we'll be inviting you on that. Okay, so we'll cover that time.
Okay.
But for now,
Okay.
understand the whole point about how this whole thing is, and then how do we implement will come as a bonus. Okay, Nitish.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Yeah. Thank you so much, Atul.
No
Thank you.
worries, no
It was
worries,
wonderful.
guys. Before, as I said, if I run out of time, I'll tell you. Now, this is uh, now again, as I said, these things are free, absolutely free to you. But then also I'm going to talk about there's a strategy session we do understand, but we'll talk about that later. Leave it. Okay, no, I don't want to do it. Talk about that. Yeah, Satyakam, over to you, guys. We have 11 more minutes. Yeah, Deepak, this is again, as I said, um, we can. That's where we have a Facebook group, Deepak. Okay, for any queries, we have Facebook group. You post your queries in the Facebook group, Deepak. Okay, community.
Hello.
There should be a link. Yeah, Satyakam, over to you.
Hello.
I think Satyakam, you are next. Please, can you? I don't think I can hear you, Satyakam. Let's move on. Zoom user. Sorry, I missed your name. What is the name?
Sorry, it's not saving. My name's Ramzan. It's just messing
Ramzan.
about.
No worries.
Sorry about that.
First of all, happy Eid. I think you have Eid going, or like, sorry, not
Yeah,
Eid,
it's
but
gonna be in a few days.
Ramzan. It's in Ramzan. So yeah, in
Ji.
advance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and thank you. Your session's been very informative. So I'm a little bit different. Just listen to everybody else's. I'm 22. I live in the UK, and I'm just starting to get into it. I haven't done any. I've from high school. I've left, and I'm not sort of done any degree or anything. And I've been trying to figure out which part of IT I want to get into, and I've learned about the cloud and the salary and the sort of that's exactly what I want to get into. But I've been trying to self-teach myself, and I've been just really stuck in sort of a clear roadmap where not only it's just like the common certifications, but sort of everything I need to know. So when I get into a job, there's not really any big difference between me and somebody next to me, my coworker who's done a 4-year IT degree. Like I'm confident and comfortable in what I'm doing, but it's just I've been struggling to know what everything, like a roadmap sort of all the knowledge I need to know. So if you have a bit of guidance on that, I'd be
no,
very.
so we're going to cover some part of that on day 3. Why it's not working? As I said, I'm based in UK as well. Which part of UK you're from?
I'm from Bradford.
Oh, you're from Bedford. Okay, yeah, I'm in London. Okay,
Oh,
nice.
okay.
Okay, great. So if you go to, so I think a couple of things I need to like unblock you. Okay, first of all, don't overthink that. I think action brings clarity. I think you're overthinking right now that you need to learn all of them. You won't be able to learn all of them, and things cloud change very, very frequently, and new things keep coming. So there are some basic things that you need to learn: storage, networking, compute, databases, okay,
Yeah.
and security. These are 5 things. Now, services will change, the steps will change. Don't worry about them. And like conceptually you're clear, then it's fine. I think the best things you should be doing is you learn a lot on the job. So the first and most important is how can I get a job which has a good project? Don't worry about, you're very young. First 2-3 years, don't even worry about money. If you're good in what you're doing, money will follow. And that's, I'm living proof of that. My first 2 years, 3 years, even in contracting, I never cared about money. I change project every 6 months and say, I just want a very aggressive project, which teach me a lot of lessons. And companies automatically started giving me money. Okay, say, oh, as long as. So you go to JobServe. Are you familiar with the JobServe? No.
And I was going on it while you was talking. I was searching. Yeah.
Okay, so JobServe, just type AWS. Take an example, okay? Or Azure, I'll tell you. And search for 25-50 miles. Your objective should be, how can I get this job, which is you want, okay? And now you need to do everything. Rest all is a fluff, okay? Rest all will never able. People make a mistake of they learn, or they prepare certification. Don't do any of that. Pick up, for example, AWS DevOps. Just take an example of this, okay? Just see what they're looking. They're looking for ECS. So understand ECS. Do a hands-on lab and a project on ECS, Elastic Container Service. S3, do some labs on S3. Do some labs on KMS. Do a lab on EC2, API Gateway, and then CloudWatch, DynamoDB. 5-6 lab. Don't do anything. Next, my 1 week, I'm going to finish all these things. Okay, and then where these hands-on lab project work. If I'm not sure if you're part of the program, but if you're part of, ask team to create and do individually hands-on lab and do a project work. It'll take 1 week for you, and then go and apply. You will fail in the interview. You'll fail an interview. Okay. Then go and look for another job of similar type. Do one more time, and you might clear first round. Okay. You go do third time. You'll do maybe third round, or maybe you're lucky. You're so young. If money is not a problem, I think you go and work and say, I'm not bothered about money. I'm only about work. And on within first 3 months, you go and do brilliant work. Next contract, easily 500 pounds, easily. Okay, that's what you should do. Don't spend time into learning, because learning will never finish. Okay, we'll cover some of these things on day 3. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. All the best. Okay, no worries. Yeah, Satyam, if you're here, guys, for 6 more minutes. Okay, Satyam. Okay, no. Sophie, over to you. Satyam, I think we're hitting, unfortunately, sorry. Sophie, over to
Awesome.
you.
Hi, Atul. Thank you. So I work as a data analyst right now.
Oh,
I
nice.
I want to jump into something else. Less coding, maybe AI, ML. I'm not sure. I uh, tried studying AWS, but nothing really came out of that.
But, okay.
I just want to know the next steps.
Okay, so Sophie, for you, if you don't want any coding, there are within AI or machine learning, there are two parts. One is machine learning developer, don't do that. But there's something called machine learning operations, ML ops, do that. Okay, or AI consultant, AI architect, those kind of a roles. Okay, do those. So go to the job like the screenshot shared and say which roles. Okay, on so within AI, within machine learning, there are job roles that need no coding. And again, I'm exactly like you. I don't like coding, so I do more on an AI consultant. Now I go as an AI consultant, AI architect, and machine learning operations, ML ops. We set the pipelines of AI. Okay, so that's number one. But I'm a little bit curious too when you said AWS didn't work. What happened to that?
You know what? So I took the course with you, right? It was good, but what I did, the mistake I made, during the middle of the course, I went to go get the certificate and I failed, and I did
Uh,
not go back. Yeah, so
so you should
that
have hit to like that's where now I have a dedicated team who does and say where are you stuck. That's exactly I'm saying. People make a mistake of certification. Don't do that, please. You should have applied for the jobs, and that's I'm not sure. Come and speak to my team, and yeah, you should hit your should be again. I'm giving a stipend for those who are here. I don't know how many guys are you here. I think around 60 plus are good. Okay, so make sure that you set an agenda and say I'm not my first or even on day one or not day one, I think day 6 or day 7, understand the basic concepts, enough terminologies when I'm talking about SageMaker, for example, Bedrock, or this, or for example in AWS, let's talk in Sophie in your terms, S3, EC2, ECS, EKS, CI/CD pipelines, whatever others, CloudWatch, and this. Just search for this, and as long as you know, prepare the resume, start publishing that resume to job portal, and update your LinkedIn profile. Once you do that, maybe if your resume is good, if not, then we'll work on a resume, but it should be okay. Maybe on third or fourth attempt, you will become good in resume building. Write down everything, even if you don't know. Apply. And then you say that, oh, now I'm getting an interview call. So assume you already got an interview call, even if you're not. Then say in this job description, they're asking these skills and to do hands-on labs about that. When you do the hands-on lab, things will become clear and do an end-to-end project of that particular topic. And that's where you will fail and fail and fail, and maybe fourth or fifth, you'll see so much progress, so much growth within very quickly result. And you apply that in any program that you do with us. Got it?
okay.
So does that answer,
Also,
going back to, does that answer your question? Now,
it
initial
does.
question on AI. So AI, there's an AI consultant, AI architect, machine learning, ML ops. There are a lot of jobs which doesn't need any coding and programming. Yep.
Okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
brilliant. Revan, guys, I'm extremely sorry, 2 more minutes. Revan, if you can spend 1 more minute. Satyam is came back. Revan, over to you.
Hey Atul. So I've been looking at your program for a little while now. I didn't get to watch the whole session. I got to rewatch the recording, but I just wanted to ask,
Sure.
as somebody starting from scratch, no experience, from what I understand, your program focuses on the labs, not just the course material. But what I wanted to know is, currently I work as a mailman, and are the recording sessions and the course material, is it self-paced or is it live sessions only?
Both. So everything, okay. So what we do is, and again, I'll tell you the reason, and this one based on my own learning. I've done, you won't believe how much money I spent on hiring pretty much hundreds of guys in India, hundreds of guys in like not 100, but I think say 10, 15 in US and 10, 15 in UK. I'm talking about 2011, 12. And since then, I've spent every year unbelievable money on my own learning. Okay. And what I've realized is that you should have something which is self. You can learn when you come, before you come, you should have done your own homework. So we have a step-by-step short, crisp videos about learning a particular topic. You come and then you have a live interactive session where we go deeper into these things. Okay, you learn when you ask questions, but you learn actually by implementing. So we have a self-study, we have a live session where you on a weekly basis you interact with the instructor and you talk. But we also have then on top of that the hands-on and the project work you're doing at your own pace at your own time, there are step-by-step videos and a step-by-step guide available for that. You perform on those things. Third thing, another thing we do, and on top of that is then we do projects, and every alternate week we do a project. You can come, fine. If you can't, maybe depending on time, how much time you can spend, but those projects are handy. This is just one part about learning the skill. And the second part then we do is then we also do on a weekly basis interview preparation, LinkedIn profile resume update, LinkedIn resume update. So in interview, you can see what kind of interviews you can expect and so on. So you have to do the holistic to actually get the result. What I don't want is you to learn 6 months, 9 months, and 10 months. That's a problem people do and make mistake other companies do is they learn for 9 months, and by the time fourth month comes, you feel deflated, you're not getting results, and then you give up. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So you have to kind of learn, but also try to implement as it goes on. But I'm just
Absolute.
wondering,
Absolutely.
because I'm juggling this with my, I currently work as a mailman. I'm in Canada. So I'm
Yeah.
wondering, is there enough time if it's not, if I could just do self-paced, or is it a
Yeah.
strict
So you can do,
timeline?
no. So there's no strict timeline. You can do the self-paced, but whatever you do, please implement that. That's the main.
Right.
So there'll be self-paced you can do. Also, the good point is there is a WhatsApp group and there's a ticketing system. If it's a quick technical question, you ask in WhatsApp group and you get a response. I'm not 24/7, but yeah, I think 16 hours our team is covering, 16, 17 hours. Okay. But that's pretty much fair
Okay,
enough. Okay.
perfect.
And then
Okay,
also,
and
sorry.
just one more question I wanted to ask. So I live in Canada. Is there lots of job availability for this stuff
Oh,
in Canada?
plenty, man. So we have tons and tons of guys. In fact, you see a lot of guys from Canada. So US, Canada, and UK and India. These are 4 countries and a lot of parts in Europe. See, IT is especially Canada is not a problem, Revan.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, all right, yeah.
No worries.
I've been looking at your course, so I'm gonna join.
No worries. Mirza, you can do. I think we are on top of our guys. I'm feeling bad when someone comes on program and don't get the answer. We'll do last Sito and Satyam. Over to you, Satyam, please. Satyam, the final chance. Let me unmute you. One second.
Am I audible?
Yes, please. Whosoever is this?
Yeah, Satyakam. This is.
Yes, Satyam. Finally, tell me.
Yeah. Actually, my this one was not working.
No worries.
It was actually very insightful, the whole session. I would say I was initially very skeptical and all that, but yeah, I actually learned a lot. I have to admit. Yeah, thanks for that.
Great.
But yeah. So I have a question on cloud. So is it I've seen like only people do certifications, they take up an exam or something, but I'm not sure what projects to take in this. And
Okay.
for context, just
Yeah.
allow me to complete.
Sure.
Like I've done projects on data analysis, and yeah, I'm doing an internship also. So yeah, I'm planning to take up like a similar internship like data science and similar such this one. And also I'm planning to combine that with AI. So if you can give me a good path for it, because I've not started yet. Although I have experience in other areas, I'm not an IT person. Yeah, if you can give me this one,
Satyam,
how to go
we are
about
going to
it. Yeah.
cover the projects on day 2 or day 3. Okay. But
Okay.
I think whatever project you do, these should be a real project, actually doing
Okay.
in the company. So I'll give you an example. A lot of guys do a lot of fluff project. I don't like that. Okay. I don't like that project when people do fluff. I think it's coming on day 2. So let me share my screen. And I keep it short, as I said, is let me share my screen back on. But actual real world. So you talk about cloud, right? Do you understand data? And let me see. I think I'm not sure. I think I have a data one, but I'll give you the cloud day 2.
I actually I did this one data analysis from this one Kaggle, and yeah.
Yeah, you don't those. I don't know about Kaggle, to be frank. But for example, so you're actually doing. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
So when you say migration from on-premise to cloud, you actually migrate. You do the servers, you do the build the databases on a staging area, and you actually migrate that server from on-premise to cloud. So you build the target server and you actually migrate it. That's a real world project. You got the point? What I'm saying? Similarly, let's suppose you have a 3D architecture. You actually go and create these networks. You actually create a database. You create a subnets. You create machines. You actually build that. This is a real world example. So, for example, data. Let me see. For my network, I don't think I have screenshots in here, but you got the point now, right? So that's what you need to be doing. Similarly, for data engineering, whatever you're doing, make sure you do actual implementations, not just a fluff. Okay.
Okay, can I understand like what do you mean by a fluff?
Okay.
I didn't get that.
Okay. So
Yeah.
what project you have done? Show me. Just tell me an example.
Okay, so I have leveraged AI as well, the AI tools as well, and I've created a
For
project
doing what?
actually.
Doing what?
Like a dashboard, dashboard kind of thing. Creating analysis.
And
Uh,
is it being done in so you have picked a use case, business use case where you implemented that particular thing? Where's the data coming from there? So as long
no,
as you know that's being implemented in a company or going to implement, then good.
Okay. Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
So if it's being done in a real world, then yes, good. Then you're on the right track. Okay. Now
Okay.
I'm really serious about time. I'm already 5 minutes over. Any other question you have, Satyam? Because you're trying to do.
No, not right now actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Sita, over to you. This one final we'll take and then see. We'll close. Mirza, I think you messaged me. Mirza, like I said, I don't, Chris. So Mirza, you did not put your hand up. Chris will be last. Sita, over to you. Let me put, and after that, Chris, ask to unmute. Whosoever comes first. Chris, you're unmuted. Sita, you're unmuted.
Hello.
Yep, Chris.
Yeah, thank you for your wonderful session always. Yeah, man. I'm from a payment card experience. I have a payment card experience in GRC, and I'm trying to connect with data and AI. So I'm just like confused where I'm going to focus my attention so that I'll be able to get a clear view of where I'm going. So that is my major issue. And again, most importantly, the ATS for resume. That's where my problem, in terms of confidence, I don't have a problem, but I just want to know where is my main
Issue.
point where I should focus so that I face it and move it from there.
Okay, Chris, once you do all the 3 days, it will become clear to you where the problem is about the resume. But I think for the what you said, you said you want to go in AI or data? Is that the point you are doing? You saying?
Yes, I want to do AI and cloud, but I said my background is what I'm looking at.
Okay. Now, if you are part of the program, I'm not sure whether if you're part of, we have a more deeper program, then you have all the help and support. If you're not, tomorrow I'm going to talk about then you book a call with someone in my team because it'll be difficult to talk to and explain one-on-one to everyone. So I have a team who will guide and tell you what might be the right thing for you based on your background. They'll ask a question and so on. But then I'll give you that tomorrow about how to book that call with my team. Okay.
Okay, or sending a resume, will it work? If I send my resume and you look at it from there, you can have a clear picture.
No.
Okay.
There's an exercise. If you submit in the group, then it'll be picked up. So there's a work assignment I did. We gave you. So you need to follow the instructions and you need to be posting that in your resume and the job description and the LinkedIn profile. 3 things you need to do. So make sure you go to the Facebook group. There's instructions how to follow. As long as you're following that, you'll get a feedback about your resume. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, no problems. Karthik, unfortunately, you raised your hand up final. So I think I feel bad about it. Karthik will be final one. We're already 8 minutes late.
Yeah. Thanks, Atul, for the session. I'll keep it quick. So I have 10 years of experience working on SOA, middleware, OIC, and other Oracle Fusion products. So is it the right time for me to switch to AI and ML or continue my focus on middleware?
I think you should change, Karthik. I've changed it. I was a middleware guy 2004 till 2000, I think 13, 14, 15 as well. I carried it forward too long. Yeah, move away from. I wouldn't say completely move away because you've done some build, but I think start looking on AI, Karthik.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant.
Thanks,
Okay, guys, thank you. And this is 3 days bootcamp, Sophie. I'll try to do tomorrow, and then I'll probably give you the roadmap and other things. So we'll try to do. As I said, we blocked 3 days, and I'm on holidays. I took this on a holiday. As I said, I made a mission to have at least every quarter 1 month break. So I work for 2 months and a 1 month break, and 2 months and a 1 month break. And unfortunately, or like luckily or unluckily, I've extended for 2 months now. But thank you very much for all of you guys, and sorry for taken. And we'll catch up tomorrow, same time. Take care. Bye bye.